I hope you're well today. It is Bridget here from Bridget's Kitchen, wishing you a very happy day wherever you are in the world. Whatever you're doing, please let us know, as we're always excited to see the diaspora of people that are coming here to Bridget's Kitchen and being a part of these awesome little quick lunchtime cooking classes, only because it's lunchtime here in Sydney, but lunchtime cooking classes where we get to just show you guys some really cool little tips and tricks that hopefully will make a bit of sense in your day. So today's class is all about asparagus, but as well as it being all about asparagus, and I will get into a little bit more in detail of why I adore asparagus, because it's so incredibly good for our body. If you are watching this video because you are concerned about high blood pressure, disease, weight loss, any of those things, keep watching, because asparagus is going to be your bestie friend. But before we get into that, I just want to let anyone know who has pre-purchased my new latest cookbook, More from Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. So if you have purchased More from Bridget's Healthy Kitchen, you just go to the website morefrombridget.com. Not only will you be getting my ebook, Bridget's Healthy Breads and Pastries, that's 32 recipes. You'll be getting that delivered to your email address where you signed up and got this book. But also, guess what, guys? I'm so excited to tell you this. This book is currently leaving the warehouse. So if you have pre-ordered your copy of this book, it is being sent out. It starts today. Right now, the warehouse where I was yesterday, they are currently sending out your copy to your house. Allow about 5 working days, so about, allow a week, depending on where you live. Like if you live close to Western Sydney, you might get it really quickly because that's where they're based. But just allow about 5 working days for you to get it, especially if you are in like WA, or if you're in New Zealand, or if you're in Germany, or if you're in the UK. Just allow about a week. But I'm so excited to announce that the book is now left. It has left the warehouse. It is on its way to you, which is exciting. And if you pre-purchase, you also get the opportunity to get a free copy of my latest ebook, which is Bridget's Healthy Breads and Pastries. There is 32 recipes of the most amazing gluten-free, sugar-free, dairy-free stuff you've ever seen in your life. I love it so much. And as a thank you for pre-purchasing and supporting, you get that copy. So just letting you guys know, it's on its way. Yay! Finally, right? It's on its way. But because we love you guys, if you haven't pre-purchased your copy yet and you totally want a copy of that ebook, Bridget's Healthy Breads and Pastries, we're going to extend the offer. If you order today, tomorrow, or by Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, you will still get a copy of that book. We're going to still send it out because my husband Mahei's just like, he loves everyone that supports us. He's like, baby, let's just extend the offer. Let's just make it happen for all those amazing people that maybe haven't seen the offer, or they haven't seen the launch. So we're extending the offer. But if you pre-order your copy of, if you order your copy of Bridget's More from Bridget before this Sunday. What's the date on Sunday, love? I need a date. Just need a date. What's the date on Sunday, Mahei? The 27th of October. If you order your copy, we will still send that free ebook to you. It's valued at $10.95 US dollars. We'll send it to you free if you order your copy before Sunday. So there you go. There you go. It's on its way. I'm so excited by that. It has been 9 months in the making, I have to tell you. It takes 9 months for what happens up here to then get tested down here, which is my bench. And then it goes back to here. And then I think about it some more, and I decide whether it's important and whether it's going to help you guys and benefit you all in your journey. It has to benefit me first. So my first and foremost thought is this going to benefit my journey, my husband's journey, and our kids' journey when it comes to our health and our wellness? And if I can tick those boxes and it tastes delicious, of course, I'm not going to serve you stuff that tastes like crap. Let's be honest, it tastes delicious. It's easy to make and it's readily accessible. I don't want you guys to have to go to 15 different stores just to get the ingredients for one recipe. So if all those things are in alignment, it makes its way into this book. But I triple, quadruple test it before it even gets in there. So it's on its way, guys. And also, here's another thing. If you are watching from WA, is anyone here from WA? Barbara, are you coming to see me in WA next weekend for the book launch of More? It is the official first book launch of More. If you want to come to the official first book launch of this book, I am doing a free cooking class, live and direct, to whoever takes the opportunity and the time to come and see me in person. You not only can bring your book if you pre-purchase, and I will happily sign it for you. Of course, we can meet, take some photos, have a good time. But also, if you haven't pre-purchased and you want to pre-purchase and then have your book ready for you when you come to the event, go to, and Mahi is going to throw up a link now to that particular event in Perth. You can go there and you can get your copy of More from Bridget's Healthy Kitchen, and you can attend a free cooking class, and we can hang out and we can meet and we can have a sneaky little glass of wine because we're in the most beautiful venue in Fremantle, a nice low calorie glass of wine. We can do that together, hang out. Please come see me. Pick up your copy of More from Bridget's Healthy Kitchen, and not only will I sign your book, but you also get to attend a cooking class as well, which is really cool. So the link's coming. Mahi, is the link coming? People are waiting for the link. Yep, he's bringing that link on now, where you can actually go and download your tickets to the event. Now, it is a ticketed event to Perth. If you don't have a ticket, we can't let you in because there's people who have purchased their book. And so if you need to download your ticket, you need to get a ticket. You can't just turn up and expect to get let in if you don't have a ticket. It is limited spaces because the venue is limited as well. So please go and buy your ticket now. Bring anyone you love as well, because it's a cooking class and we can hang out and we can take photos, and you know, you get to taste my food, which is really exciting as well. So that's happening in Perth next Sunday, November the 3rd. If you haven't already got your tickets, go there now. Let's get into this cooking class though, because it's on its way. Yay, that's the main thing for me today. Like, you know, when you look at your day and you look at your diary and things you need to achieve, bang, done it. It's on its way, guys. Mahi has worked overnight to make sure that all the pre-orders are now with our fulfillment company, NP Fulfillment, who you saw me do a video on yesterday, and they're sending it out to you. Right, let's get into the class, because what I have for you guys today is something that absolutely speaks of spring. This is a vegetable that is in its prime in spring. In fact, you shouldn't buy this vegetable if it's not spring, because this is its season. Check that out. My gosh, how amazing is this? So what I have here, for those of you who may not know, if you've lived in under a rock for the last 30-40 years, this is a really delicious bunch of asparagus. And the reason why I have such a really big bunch of asparagus is because it's so cheap. And one of the absolute beauties about eating in season is not only is the food at its peak. So when we're talking about nutrition and value for our bodies, when you eat in season, the food is at its peak. So right now, this little spear of asparagus is at its, okay, that's a little bit, okay, I bent that one. Let me find one that's looking a little bit more, hey, there we go. This little spear of asparagus is currently at its peak because in season. It is spring here in Australia, New Zealand. This is our springtime, and this is when asparagus is in its prime. So when it comes to the nutritional value, this has not traveled many miles. This is grown locally because it is spring and they can grow it and then also sell it locally. So this is not sent many miles. It's incredibly packed with nutrients for our body because it's in season. That's why we eat in season. Remember this, food is at its peak when we eat in season. So it's really good to even start to educate ourselves about what it means to eat in season, what foods are currently available in abundance in your supermarket or your greengrocer or wherever it might be that you shop for your vegetables that are going to be cheaper to buy and they're going to be better for our bodies. Asparagus is one of them. This is spring, this is asparagus. So when we want to talk about why asparagus is good for us, number one, it's really high in fibre. And I know I speak all the time about how good fibre is for us, but it is. If we're talking about gut health, which is what we are, I'm all about healing our gut, because when our gut is healed, the weight loss drops off, the moods increase, the energy increases, you know, everything changes when our gut health changes. And these are one of those foods that help to keep our gut health balance, our gut balance. So really high in fiber, which means it's really great for our colon. Things move through one end and out the end nice and quickly and effectively. So it's really, really high in fiber, which is always going to be good for us. Which is amazing about it. But you know, just the fact that it helps to cleanse your colon, asparagus, it's like if you're doing like a colonic, but you're doing it with asparagus. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was probably... You're not using this to have a colonic. You're using this and it goes in this way, but it helps to keep your colon regular. Things move through your system. Your colon, your gut is able to extract all the vitamins and the minerals from your asparagus, but at the same time it moves it through the system quickly. It helps to keep you regular. So that's what fiber is. It helps to keep you regular, and asparagus is really, really high in fiber, which is wonderful. Now, asparagus is also an incredible source of potassium. So this is really important for anyone who suffers from high blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, this is one of the vegetables, one of the ingredients that you can start to add into your diet that's going to help to reduce your blood pressure, which is really, really important because we know what high blood pressure leads to. Hardening of the arteries, strokes, all that sort of stuff. So potassium is really good for lowering or keeping your blood pressure in check. So we need to add more things like asparagus to our diet if we have high blood pressure, because of that potassium level, which is amazing. And the other thing I love about asparagus, apart from the fact that it tastes amazing, let's be honest, asparagus is gorgeous. Like, I love the first asparagus of the season. Like when spring finally starts and we get this, I celebrate. I normally have a little asparagus party, which basically means I cook lots of asparagus and the kids have to eat it. That's my asparagus party, but I cook it in lots of different ways, which I'm about to show you guys. So asparagus is high in fiber. It's great for our gut health. It cleans out our colon. It's really high in potassium, so it's good for blood pressure. But the other thing about it, if you're looking at it from a weight loss perspective, it's really, really low in calories. Low in calories. 100 grams, which is about sort of this much asparagus, which is actually quite a lot of asparagus to eat. Do you know how many calories are in that bunch of asparagus there? That bunch there? 20 calories. 20 calories of that. So if you're thinking, I'm hungry all the time, why am I so hungry? Instead of just having 100 grams of asparagus, which is only 20 calories, have that much. That's about 40 calories of food right there. So also think, if you're looking at this purely from a weight loss perspective, asparagus ticks all the boxes. All the boxes. But for me, I'm a chef, I'm all about the flavor, always lead with flavor, and I like food that tastes amazing. Oh, guess what? It's also really, really healthy. So let's get into the preparation. I've actually got 4 ways I want to show you guys today on this video on how you prepare asparagus, because yes, it's in season. This amount of asparagus here in Sydney, it was $1 a bunch. So this cost me $5. That was $5 worth of asparagus. Amazing, right? And I went to a wonderful place here in southern Sydney, Sylvania, which is my local veggie shop, and they're called the Whole Fruit Market, and they're based in Southgate, and they currently have asparagus on sale for $1 a bunch, and this cost me $5. That's 5 bunches of asparagus from those guys. Can't get any better, right? Can't get any better. All right, let's get into the prep, because we've talked about the benefits. Let's get into the prep now, because for me the benefits are important, but the flavor is way more important, because I want to eat food that tastes good. Otherwise, I'm not going to eat it, right? So come down to my bench. Let's have a little go at what's happening here on my bench today. So you've noticed here that I've got a little pot of water just bubbling away, doing its little thing, because I suppose one of the easiest ways to prepare asparagus is definitely the most obvious way. But there are a few little tips I'm going to give you that's really important if you want your asparagus to be delicious, and who doesn't want to eat delicious food? Because I could literally just pick this up right now, chop it in a few pieces, throw it in that pot, right? And I could cook the living daylights out of it. But there's actually a better way. So the better way is, firstly, I'm going to bring my pot to the boil. So I want it to be bubbling. Bubbling, not crazy, but definitely just bubbling away as it's doing its thing. And into that pot, I'm going to add just a pinch of salt, a little bit of Himalayan salt is going to go in there. And alongside that, I'm going to do something which you guys are going to love, especially if you're a meal prepper and you like to prep your food in advance and then heat it up later and eat it and enjoy it, but you still want it to look delicious. Is I'm going to add, oh, there it is. I'm going to add, I know it's backwards, I'm going to add some bicarbonate soda. I'm going to add some baking soda to it. And what the baking soda is going to do is, first and foremost, it's going to alkalize the water. So it's going to turn it into an alkaline, which is really important. A teaspoon goes into that big, that pot of water. But the main thing that it's going to do is it's going to help to keep our asparagus green. The color's not going to leach out while we cook it. And if you're meal prepping and you still want your food to look damn delicious when you eat it, this is a really important little tip, because we eat with our eyes. Remember this, guys, we eat with our eyes before we ever do anything else, because it's a visual game before it's ever a flavor game. Food needs to look delicious. So a teaspoon of baking soda into our water is going to help. You're not going to notice any flavor differential when it comes to what you're tasting, but what you're going to get is a visual experience that makes you go, oh my goodness, I need to eat my asparagus. And that is always going to help when we're talking about weight loss and healing our gut. So, taking up our asparagus, this is how we prepare it. My pot's just bubbling away there, I'm happy with that. This is how we prepare our asparagus. So, take up your asparagus spear, yeah? Take it up. And what you want to do is you want to prep it by removing the end that is woody. So it tastes like you're biting a piece of cardboard, literally. So the way to do that easily, the asparagus will tell you every single time, is you just hold it there and then you just allow it to snap. Do you see where it snapped? This end, do not eat. That is the woody end. We have snapped it at its natural tender part. That is the part we're going to blanch, yeah? That's the part we're going to cook. I'll do it again so you guys can see. Hold it there, don't cut it. This is all about holding, hold it there, and then just allow it to snap. Oh, see, that's the woody part, goodbye. You could probably add that into a vegetable stock if you're making vegetable stock, but that's the part we're gonna eat, because this is the natural, the asparagus will tell you every single time what part it wants you to eat and what part it thinks you should put into a stock or throw away. Here we go, it's quite a bit of wood on that one because it's a bigger one. You'll find that the thicker spears will have more wood just because they're older, just simply because they're older. So you want to do that a few times. You want to just do that natural snap. Don't be afraid to do it. Don't think, oh, I'm wasting a spear. Oh, that's really woody. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm still going. Oh, there we go. Oh, I don't want to eat that part. That's definitely going to go into stock. This is a little tender one. Oh, look at him. Let the asparagus talk to you. Food will always talk to you. Look at that. There we go. So once you've done your little snap, doesn't take long. You just, oh, woody, there we go. You just need to listen to the asparagus. We're now going to blanch our spears. So you can blanch them whole, 100%. For me, they just won't fit in my pot. That's the only reason I'm going to do this. Only because they won't fit in my pot. If you want them to be blanched whole, get a bigger pot. Right, they go in. Wait for this. Do not blink. Do not move. This is how quick this is going to take. Alright, are you ready? Asparagus is prepped. Ah, here's another thing. What you have noticed I've not done? I've not peeled them. Please don't peel your asparagus. I don't know why people peel their asparagus. It's an absolute waste of time, because with most vegetables and fruits, all the nutrients and the minerals live just underneath the skin. If we can avoid peeling stuff, it's a great thing. I know for chefs, they do a lot of peeling of asparagus. Like I said, I don't know why, because it doesn't require it. Do not peel your asparagus. Just get rid of those woody ends. Have your pot boiling, a little bit of salt, teaspoon of baking soda, baking powder, and then these go in. Now don't blink. Really important that you don't blink, because this is not going to take very long. This is a quick cooking process. Asparagus doesn't need much time in the water. We are blanching, and the whole idea about blanching, and it's very much a chef thing, blanche to blanche, is we are plunging our ingredients into boiling water, and we are leaving it for a very short time, and then we're removing it from the pot. So maximum 45 seconds to 1 minute. That's all your asparagus needs. And what you will notice when you do this, let me take a spear up so you can see. Look at the color difference. Look at that cooked. Look at that. Look at that. Do you see that? Oh my goodness, right? That's all it needs. So right now it's been in there already for 45 seconds to a minute. Doesn't need long. If your asparagus is a bit thicker, like you've got quite large ones, you might put them in there for a minute, maybe 90 seconds maximum, but that's all it needs. Do you see that? That is all. Look at that. Look at that color. Oh my, don't you just, like seriously, wouldn't you just want to eat that? Because the color looks amazing. The smell that's coming off it now is incredible. But we really have absolutely honored this little spear of asparagus, and we let it do its thing. Now, if you were eating your food later, your meal prepping, you would now take this over to the sink and run this under cold water until it goes cold, because you want the cooking process to halt right now. So that's what you would do. If you're eating it straight away, put it on a plate, salt and pepper, you're done. A little bit of lemon juice, you're ready to go. Your asparagus is ready. That's all it takes, guys. Remember this, 45 seconds to 1 minute maximum, so that you can now achieve this type of color. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I just think that's amazing. So that is the first way, how to perfectly blanch your asparagus every single time. That's all you need to do. It's not hard, right? In fact, it's extremely easy. So that's the first way. The second way I want to show you guys, now that you know how to blanch asparagus perfectly every time, the second way that I want to show you guys is if you want to roast it, because asparagus actually is really nice roasted. So I have a little tray here. This is actually a metal tray, and just to give you a bit of history about where I got this metal tray from, I actually bought this metal tray in a little op shop, or a little secondhand shop in Lake Tahoe, which is in Northern California. I don't think it's quite Colorado, quite Nevada. Maybe Lake Tahoe. No, it's California, right? So I bought this in Lake Tahoe in a little shop on the side of the lake here, and I bought this little metal tray which I can serve food on, which keeps it hot, but I can also use it to roast things. So when it comes to roasting asparagus, it's really easy to do once again. But of course we're going to do it for a short amount of time, because asparagus doesn't take long to cook, and we'll want it to retain its goodness. So just like we did last time, you want to take up your asparagus spear and just let it tell you, let it inform you, which is the ends that are woody. And yes, this does make really, really good vegetable stock. You can totally bring this to the boil, bring that part to the boil there with some water, reduce it down to a simmer with other vegetables like carrot trimmings and and fennel trimmings and whatever vegetables you have, and create a really nice vegetable stock. Just needs to simmer for a couple of hours. But when it comes to roasting, you want to put your asparagus onto a roasting tray, anything that can handle the heat. And of course, please remember, if you're doing lots of it, your tray's probably going to be a bit bigger than this. This is just for this purposes. And once you've got your asparagus laid out, don't do a pile. You want to kind of keep it separated, because you want it to cook really evenly. Keep it separated. And then all you've got to do, literally, you don't have to add pretty much anything to it. All I'm doing is a pinch of salt. I'm also going to add in, because believe it or not, this particular little ingredient I have here works amazingly well with asparagus. And yes, it's just freshly chopped garlic. So I'm just going to add some freshly chopped garlic into that as well. You could also add some black pepper and grind over some black pepper. And the last thing I'm going to do is, if I have some, I'm just going to find it. It's in my pantry over here. We got to bring it out. No, it's not there. No, it's not even there as well. Oh, here it is. Found it. Bridget's sticky sauce. A little bit of my sticky sauce. I'm just going to dribble that over the top there. Here's my pepper. You could also, if you wanted to, add a little bit of ginger, freshly grated ginger, which I have in my container here. Also is an amazing accompaniment for asparagus. These are all flavors that just go. What I'm giving you guys is the hack. I'm telling you, these flavors work with this particular vegetable. So all I've done is sticky sauce, I've done some ginger, I've done some garlic. I'm going to give it a bit of a toss here to make sure they're all fully covered in those gorgeous flavors. There's a little bit of salt, there is a little bit of pepper. Lay it out flat, remember, so it cooks evenly. And then all I would do now is I would pop it into an oven set at 180 degrees, and I would cook that for 5 to 8 minutes maximum. That's all it needs in the oven. You can also put these into your air fryer. 180 degrees, they will take less than 5 minutes. You're probably looking at 3 to 4 minutes maximum to have them cooked. Because remember, by the end of the cooking process, you want them to be that green. And look at our blanched asparagus. They are still that green thanks to our baking soda. How good is that, right? It still looks delicious. So that is the second way to cook your asparagus is roasted like that. Gorgeous. When it comes to timing, I want you guys to think minutes and not multiple minutes. So just go quickly with this. Remember, 5 minutes in the air fryer maximum, probably 3 to 4. In an oven set at 180, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit, you're probably looking at 8 to 10, but it could be as close as 5 depending on how hot your oven is. And that is gorgeous. Roasted asparagus with ginger and garlic, a little bit of my sticky sauce, which is absolutely wonderful. And the next way I'm going to show you asparagus, the third way today, is one that you may not expect. So once again, we take up a spear. We just let it naturally break. Let's do a couple of them. So you can do 2 at a time, absolutely. Nothing wrong with it, right? So this is the third way I'm going to teach you guys how to use asparagus and make the most of the seasonal abundance, which is spring. So taking up your knife, just chop through them, just like this. Keep going. You see the size I'm getting there? They're about that size, yeah? So, you know, they're pretty tiny. But guess what I'm going to do now? Can anyone possibly guess? Linda's asked what's in the sticky sauce. Mahi, could you please send her a link to something to do with sticky, because it's one of the Linda, sticky sauce is my foundation recipe. I use it in everything. It's in all my cookbooks and pretty much all of my recipes, and it's basically my version of being able to cook without oil, without having to add any oil. It is literally tamari, low sodium tamari. There is apple in there. I have lime juice. I have apple cider vinegar. It is pretty much the foundation of so many things that I do when it comes to savory cooking. So Mahi's going to pop you up a link to where you can get that sticky sauce recipe, or I think it's only available in our book now, isn't it, Mahi? I think it's only available in the book now, so you will need to get a book or one of our ebooks as well. So just pop up, if you just want to pop up the Facebook shop, Mahi, it would be great. So now that we've got this chopped here, you can see the sizes, right? The best way to eat this now, here we go, come up. The best way to eat this now, like that. Did you know? It's so delicious. Oh my God, tastes like spring. It's like spring in your mouth. Eat your asparagus raw. Please put it in a salad. Do it with anything. It is absolutely, look at that, sensational. Like, this is amazing. What am I tasting? I'm tasting, it's kind of nutty. But it's just stunning. It's stunning, it's fresh, it's light, it's gorgeous. We haven't had to do anything to it. And you have the ability to add asparagus into your diet. 100% eat asparagus raw. Please try it for me. All we're doing, remember, is we're cutting it like that size, yeah? Not too big. Cutting it like that. Like, honestly, I wouldn't just like grab a piece of asparagus and go yum, 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 you know, and chew away at it like I'm smoking a cigar. But that in a salad would be amazing. Now, what flavors could you add into that salad? Of course, just any type of lettuce that you love, 100%. But also, there are flavors that work with asparagus. They just absolutely do. And I'm going to give you guys the hacks on how you can just add flavors to your asparagus. You know, follow my blanching method, eat it raw, follow my roasting method, but add flavors to the asparagus that just work. They do. You don't have to think about it, you have to test it out. They actually do work. Number one flavor that works with asparagus is lemon. Lemon zest. Think about zesting some lemon onto that. That would be amazing, right? Or even onto the roast before it goes into the oven. Zest a little bit of lemon onto that. Squeeze a little bit of a lemony vinaigrette onto your salad when you're doing that. Amazing, amazing. What also works so incredibly well with asparagus is if you wanted to add some fresh herbs. Like, think about adding mint. Mint works really well with asparagus. It just is a friend. They hang out together. They love each other. It's great to do that. But also mushrooms work really, really well. Mahi's giving me the time limit. He's saying I've got a meeting and it's already, I'm 5 minutes late for my meeting, so I'm going to try and wind this up really, really quickly. Okay, other flavors that work really, really well. Oily fish. Salmon and tuna work well with asparagus. Let me just tell you that. And I'm just enjoying this raw asparagus so much. I think I could eat the whole lot. It's really, really good. Orange, lemon, we've already talked about. Orange zest, lemon zest, orange juice, lemon juice, all that sort of stuff. Peas work really well with asparagus. Asparagus and pea is phenomenal. Shellfish, oysters, scallops, mussels, anything that comes in a shell from the ocean goes really, really well with asparagus. But also I've talked about oily fish like salmon and tuna, but white fish as well. So you know, your snappers or your gurnards or your perches or your barramundi or whatever it might be work really well with asparagus. So those are flavors that you could even add in. You could do like a smoked salmon salad with raw asparagus and lettuce and lemon juice vinaigrette. Happy days, right? Absolutely amazing. The last way I'm going to show you guys when it comes to asparagus, because I'm getting the eyebrows now, like if I don't stop talking, I have to hurry because we've got a meeting that I'm already late for. The last way I'm going to show you guys with asparagus is also one of my favorite ways. Every way is my favorite way, because when food tastes good, everything's my favorite. Like it's really hard. It's like who's your favorite child? Or who's your favorite pussycat? Because we've got 2 pussycats. I couldn't even name 1 pussycat, right? So it's the same when it comes to asparagus. What's your favorite way of eating asparagus? I love it raw. So much so, I'm going to smash this as soon as this video ends and my meeting ends. But the other way I like it is what's in this jar right here. So these are my Nanny's pickles, and I have done a video about this. I've also posted the recipe here on Bridget's Kitchen. But guess what goes really well in Nanny's pickles? Pickled asparagus. So if you have one of my recipes for my pickled vegetables, my Nanny's pickles, add asparagus. It's in season. Please add asparagus. It is absolutely delicious. And guess what? Oh my god. That's amazing. Quite seriously. I did nothing. Sorry, I should chew and swallow before I talk, but I did nothing to that asparagus apart from this, and then I chopped it into pieces and I added it into my established pickle jar, and it tastes phenomenal. So there you go. Asparagus masterclass. Remember that high in fibre, high in potassium, great for cleaning out our colon, really, really low in calories, great for weight loss, great for all those sort of things. But you've got those 4 methods you can cook it. You can blanch it, you can roast it, you can eat it raw, or you can add it to some pickles. It's all good, whatever you decide to do. Do not forget, Bridget, More from Bridget is on its way. If you've ordered your book, it's on its way now to you. It has gone, left the warehouse, and it's on its way to you. I've got a cooking class and a book launch in Perth on November the 3rd. Mahi, would you throw up that link one more time if you want to join me in Perth? Get your book signed, let's take some photos. Also, I'm doing a cooking class, so you get to eat the food. How good is that? All right, guys, love you. I better go to my meeting. Love you lots. Talk soon. Have fun. Enjoy your asparagus. If someone ever gets married with an asparagus wedding bouquet, I'll be so impressed.